Hey there, I'm here to show you the ultimate GitHub and Microsoft Teams integration called PullNotifier. So I'm going to show you how to install the app, how it works, and how to set it up for your team. So first things first, PullNotifier is basically this. So you install it on your Microsoft Teams workspace, and for all the GitHub PRs you get alerts for when the PR is opened, like this, when it's approved, when it's merged, when changes are requested, and when there are comments and all of that. So basically the message is an adaptive card that updates in place. So you see the latest PR status every time. So once it's opened, once it's approved, you can see the author's avatar, you can see the name, you can see who approved it, you can see the link here and click on it, and you can see the commit details here. So that's pretty convenient, and teams, thousands of teams are already using this for Slack, and it's now launched for Microsoft Teams. Whenever an update is made on the PR, it also sends a message to the thread. So you see here the main message, you see here the comments made on that PR, the reviewers, and you can also map like Microsoft Teams users to GitHub users so that you can be alerted whenever something needs to be actioned. And yeah, it's a pretty neat tool. There are a whole bunch of features to optimize this for your team, which I will show in this video as well. So stay tuned for that. Cool, so this is how you install the app on your Microsoft Teams workspace. So you go to apps and then you search here for PullNotifier. And then, yeah, basically this app doesn't have access to your Microsoft Teams messages, and it doesn't have access to your GitHub code. So it's secure by design and has the least amount of permissions needed. So you click on add here and choose a channel. So let's choose demo. Once you've added it to the channel, wait for a few seconds and it'll send you a message with the setup link. And this is the message. There are a bunch of commands which I will show later on, but once you click on complete setup, that takes you to the team setup page, and from here you can select the org that you want to connect to. So let's select this org, and it says here you're all set, and you can see here we've connected to our workspace successfully. Let's wait for this to load, and you can send a sample notification here just to confirm that your setup is correct. And there it is. So I may have clicked on the button a couple times, but this just confirms that our connection was successful. Now I'm going to show you a basic setup of this, and an intermediate setup and an advanced setup. So for the basic setup, it's basically this. So you've mapped your org to one Microsoft Teams channel. So all the PRs from your org is going to be sent to this single channel, which works fine for like teams of up to 5 or up to 10. And this is how it'll look like. So on GitHub, let's say this repo, and then let's say we're going to make changes here. Propose changes. So we're gonna basically create a PR, and let's put this on one tab and put this on another. So you can see it sent a notification here called opened with this emoji. When we add comments on the PR, it'll send an alert to the thread. So left a comment, hello, and let's say someone approves the PR, right? So let me just open this on another window and approve the PR. So if someone approves it, it'll also update the message in place like this and send a message on the thread. So you get only one message per PR and it updates in place, which is pretty cool. And let's say we're gonna close this PR and it'll just update in place. That's pretty neat. So that's the basic setup you can do. So basically one Microsoft Teams channel for the whole org. An intermediate setup would be you would map each repo to their own Microsoft Teams channel. So you can do that here by clicking on the edit icon and pointing it to another channel. So every time a PR is opened against this repo, it sends it to this Microsoft Teams channel. You can also update this one to like general. So you could have like UI repos point to a UI Slack Microsoft Teams channel. You can have API repos point to API or backend Microsoft Teams channel. And that's pretty awesome. Most teams lean into that kind of setup, but for advanced setups for like mono repos and other kinds of complex mapping, we can also click on this like repo settings button, and you can basically map a PR label. So let's say we have a label here called like backend. So let's say you're working on like this mono repo, right? And it's just one repo, but you want to route it to other Microsoft Teams channel. So you can map against a label like this. And if you add like backend here, you can connect it to a Microsoft Teams channel, like for example, demo. And you can also map a PR author to a specific Microsoft Teams channel. So depending on who opened the PR, so this org doesn't have GitHub users, but depending on who opened the PR, it'll route it to a specific Microsoft Teams channel of your choice. So say, for example, a UI developer opened this PR, route it to the UI Microsoft Teams channel. And you can also route PR reviewers to Microsoft Teams channel of your choice. Yeah, that's pretty neat. You can see the more details here. So basically, labels are the #1 priority, reviewers and authors. If you have set up something for all of them at the same time, this is how it's going to be ranked. And labels do work after PR creation. So let's say you created the PR and you added the label. After creating the PR, it'll still send the alert to that channel. Okay? And that's how you configure mappings between GitHub and Microsoft Teams. So I'm going to show you a bunch of more customized settings here. So we have an org level settings button here. So if you choose to include the PR body in the notification, you can do that. You can also hide like comment body in the alerts if you choose to. You can also show the diff stats in the alert. So how many lines changed or how many deleted lines. That's useful if you just want to approve quickly a small change, a one-liner. And then you can also, this is an important one and a popular one. So you can mute bot GitHub comments if you want. And for example, Vercel, we can add that here. Code rabbits AI. Just make sure that the username on the PR comment is aligned to what you put here. And you can also mute against keywords in the comment body. So for example, if the comment has like an AI or whatever text there is, you can add that here. And if it contains that like string, it'll not send an alert. You can also add a PR author deny list. So for example, if like Dependabot created a PR, it'll mute that alert. And you can also choose to mute certain branches. For example, if you had like an automated branch that you don't want alerts to be sent to, so you can do that. And you can click on save, close this. So those are the org level settings, and you also have repo level settings. So per repo, you can basically mute the comment notifications. You can also mute the approval and changes alerts. And you can also enable merge closed PR alerts and also enable newly assigned PR or re-review alerts in the thread, which most people enable. So that's there. And you can also select a minimum approvers threshold. So for example, if this PR requires like 2 approvers, you can set that here so that the message on MS Teams only shows approved if there are at least 2 approvers. One last thing that I wanted to highlight here is the manage Teams user mapping. So if you want to tag a Microsoft Teams member on the alerts, so for example, if you want to tag them on the message here, because right now it's the GitHub username, right? So if you want to tag them, this is the setting that you want to configure. So first, this org doesn't have users yet, but if you select their user here and then select the Microsoft Teams member here and then add that, whenever something needs their action, they will be notified on Microsoft Teams. And you should have a better handle and better visibility of your PRs, and your org will be able to ship more and be more productive with PullNotifier. So thanks for watching, and cheers.